Welcome to Florida Statements. I'm Bryson Haley, and today we will be taking a closer look at a self-started tutoring business. With the rise of learning disabilities in our society, tutoring is a very benevolent resource for kids struggling academically. Today, I am joined by a fellow FSU student, Chloe Welch, a new professional tutor for kids ranging around 10 to 13 years old. Chloe, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So what sparked your initial interest in tutoring?
Yeah, so I think what sparked my initial interest in tutoring was watching my dad. He's been a teacher for almost 20 years now. So I think just having the opportunity to really see the impact that an educator can have on their students firsthand really shaped my view of learning. And yeah, I think for me, tutoring isn't just about, seeing students improve their grades, but it's also making sure that they feel confident, tackling not only their academics, but also real world problem-solving skills.
Yes, absolutely. So what qualifications or prior experience did you have that, gave you the confidence to be a tutor?
So I think for me, it was a combination of my academic background and also my hands-on experiences. I have two younger siblings and, I babysat and I nannied, so I had to really, grow my patience and be comfortable with, encouraging kids when they feel down. And yeah, I'm also a pre-med student, so really, having that rigorous academic background and taking courses where you're required to not only be able to memorize a lot of content, but also have a deeper understanding of it. So yeah, I think the combination of those two things really helped me be confident that I could be a good tutor.
Yes, for sure. So do you have any advice for parents with kids struggling academically? Like any advice for those kids?
I think the biggest thing is really focusing on encouragement rather than correction. Having an environment where the student feels like it's okay to mess up and it's okay to be imperfect and it's okay to ask questions and make mistakes. It really has a huge impact on how that student can learn. So yeah, I also think, there's a big stigma around kids that need tutoring, and making sure that, you seek those opportunities early is really important. It can make a big difference.
Yeah, for sure. Can you describe a time that you helped a student overcome a challenge?
Yeah, so actually I had a student come to me a few weeks ago, and she was really struggling in her high school chemistry course. And, she came to me and she was like, I'm just not a science person. Like, it's not gonna work for me. Like, science just doesn't click for me. And so we had to kind of shift our approach to rebuilding her confidence as opposed to just jumping straight into the content of the course. So we broke down her topics, little by little. We applied real world examples to them that made it easier for her to understand. And we also set up progress goals so she would be able to see her progress improve, over time. And I noticed that, there was a shift not only in her grades, but also in her attitude in our session. She was asking more questions, she was more engaged. So I think that really reinforced that success is not only about mindset, but it's also about the material.
That's awesome, yeah. Okay, we have time for one more question. Do you think becoming a tutor will better prepare you for your future career?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm a pre-med student right now. I plan to pursue a career somewhere in healthcare, but you gotta think like physicians have to break down really complex medical terms and conditions, to regular people all the time who, don't have that knowledge. And so I think being able to break down, content in a way that's, able to be communicated is really important. But I also think that tutoring really reinforces, those patient skills like we were talking about earlier. And, empathy. I think that watching students through their challenges academically is very similar to how physicians have to help their patients through medical challenges.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we've been talking with Chloe Welch about her self-started tutoring business and why tutoring is so important in our society. I'm Bryson Haley, and that's it for Florida Statements. Have a great day.